Item 8, citizens' opportunity to address the council on general topics related to city business or services. We have one citizen that wishes to address the council, and that is Jeff McCullough. Mr. McCullough?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Jeff McCullough. It's 2521 North 15th Street here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I stand before you here today as a citizen concerned for the condition of my city. As you all know, in the past few weeks, the actions and comments made by many of the city bureaucrats have significantly concerned me. And some of you, Mayor McCaleb, Vice Mayor Lester, Councilman Tucker, have been kind enough to hear my concern and address with me personally. Therefore, I'd like to take advantage of the next few minutes and further lay out my grievances for you and offer the reason for its validity. First, it seems to me as though the last few weeks the city has acted out upon inappropriate and misconstrued premises in regards to a simple banner I placed on the corner. And in their selfish attempt to purge the corner of this banner, they have acted blindly out of anger and self-interest without merit. It's also my opinion that their actions have significantly interfered not only with my ability to successfully conduct my business, but my freedoms as a resident of this great city. I was contacted by code enforcement sometime around the 1st of March that I had 2 banners displayed and need to remove them as they weren't properly permitted. I had displayed a welcome to downtown Broken Arrow banner as I was going to take down the business banner to repair the poles that had been damaged by the high winds. I was contacted again by code enforcement before I could respond to the first allegations that I was, in fact, in possession of a valid sign permit, but there were 2 banners displayed and I needed to take one down. 3 of the code enforcement guys came out on a Tuesday and informed me that the downtown hated my banners and wanted the flag removed. No mention of any other complaints other than the city was looking for a way to silence my free speech. I believe the city was taking this personally. You may have read the BA Ledger of March 15th. In it, there was an article about my family business in which the communications director, Keith Sterling, stated, quote, they determined the flagpole and the banner was in the right-of-way. And it was March 19th, a day after the council meeting, that Russell Gray from One Stop came by to give me a letter penned from his office. As we stood there by the flagpole and looked at it, it was very hard to tell if the pole was on city grass or Builders Transmissions grass. I asked Mr. Gray if the American flag was 6 inches on city grass, if he would still want it there, and his answer was no. So it wasn't until March 24th that the property line was staked out by the city, and we learned that the banner was not even in the right-of-way. But that was just the beginning of the falsehood stated by Sterling about the business. He goes on and states, quote, it's a matter of law. He needs to follow city law, and as do all business owners and residents across the city. I ask you today what I've been trying to ask of them for the past several weeks. Can you cite the law that I violated? They certainly have not been able to. What really concerns me is the fact that he spoke these false accusations about my business and told the city paper I was breaking the law when in fact that fact had not even been determined yet. Second, I'd like to address the issue of the city extemporating my right of freedom of speech. They first informed me that the banner would need to be removed because I did not have a permit for it. But if you look at the city zoning ordinance approved February 1st of this year in section 5.7 signs, subsection C, entitled General Sign Standards in All Non-Residential Zoning Districts under the heading 10, Special Exemptions from Regulations, sub B. Now, if you read that, you tell me how does this banner not fall under the premises of freedom of speech? It in no way promotes commerce of any kind. It's not offensive. It relies directly upon the residents of the business, and it follows each and every rule laid out not only by the American and Oklahoma Constitution in regards to freedom of speech, but the very ordinance you approved. Thirdly, we're at war. In the Tulsa World Saturday, there was an article how the state's 45th Infantry was under fire daily in Baghdad. Since January of last year, these brave individuals have gave up the comforts of their homes here in Oklahoma to defend the freedoms we enjoy. In fact, just a few days ago, the 4,000th soldier in Iraq was killed. He, like the 45th, was from Oklahoma. It's disappointing that so many of our fellow Oklahomans are fighting across the globe for our freedoms, yet here we're fighting among each other over those freedoms which are permitted and which are not. It is the very freedom that allows me to disagree with you. It's the very freedom that allows me to place upon my property any banner of free speech, and the very freedom that allows you to dislike the message it may promote. That's the beauty of freedom. It gives us rights, it gives us purpose, it gives us voices. Freedom is what the people here in this newspaper article are fighting for right now. It is also what Paul David Lucas, one of the 8 Vietnam casualties from Broken Arrow who grew up and played right next door to the business we're arguing over, who fought and died for. How petty and insignificant this banner is compared to the great
You need to
sacrifices.
conclude your remarks. Your 5 minutes is up.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much the end of it.
Okay, go ahead and finish it.
Okay.
Advising you. That's what that little beep was.
I was trying to go quick. I've been practicing. Okay, today I ask you to recognize the freedom, not just my freedom to raise the American flag and place a banner outside, but the freedom of all Broken Arrow citizens and the right to do the same. Freedom is irreplaceable and inconceivable commodity that each of us have the right to enjoy. As our elected city officials, it's your responsibility to ensure that those freedoms endowed upon the citizens are not infringed upon by those who have an opposing view and retain power within the city to cause harm to its citizens because of that opposing view. You know, and if anything hasn't made an impact on you tonight that I've said so far, ask yourself the question, what would Reagan do?
Thank you, Ms. McCullough.